Okay, here's the next chapter of The Enchanted Wood called The Saucepan Man Goes to the Wrong Land. And here they all are. They're all dancing with him, I think. Mother and the children stared at the queer old saucepan man as he came in at the gate. He wore an extra large size saucepan for a hat, and as he came he knocked two pans together and he sang a strange little song that went like this. 2 beans for a pudding, 2 cherries for a pie, 2 legs for a table with a high diddle high. At the last high he banged on the door with a saucepan. Mother opened it. "Don't make so much noise," she said. "No, I haven't seen any boys," said the saucepan man, and he clashed his pans together so loudly that Mother jumped. Then he caught sight of the children and he waved to them eagerly. "Oh, there you are, there you are. Moonface told me where you lived." "Whoever is this?" asked the mother in wonder. "Children, is this strange man all right?" "Oh, yes," said Joe, hoping Mother wouldn't ask too many questions. "Can we take him to the garden and talk to him, Mother? He makes such a lot of noise indoors." "Very well," said Mother, who wanted to get on with her washing. "Take him along." "A song?" said the saucepan man obligingly. "Did you say you wanted a song, madam?" And he began to sing his song again, and he crashed his pans together in time. 2 pigs for the pantry, 2 shoes for the horse, 2 hats for the tigers, pink ones of course. The children hustled him out into the back garden. "That's a very, very silly song of yours," said Bessie loudly, right in his ear. "What's it called?" "Oh, it hasn't got a name," said Saucepan Man. "I make it up as I go along. It's quite easy. Every line but the last line starts with the word 2. I'm sorry you think it's silly." He looked rather offended. Then suddenly he smiled again and said, "I've come to ask you to come to tea in my cottage." Will Mr. What's-his-name be there?" asked Joe, who wasn't very anxious to meet him again. "Yes, you'd better brush your hair," said the saucepan man, looking at Joe's untidy hair. "I will, but will Mr. What's-his-name be there?" he said. "Something in the air?" asked Saucepan Man, and he looked around anxiously. "Not a thunderstorm? Do you mean a thunderstorm?" "No, I don't mean a thunderstorm," said Joe with a groan. "Yes, we'll come, but we have to ask our mother first." Joe said they could go. Mother said they could go, though she still didn't very much like the look of the old saucepan man. "Good day," she said to him as he went off with the children. He really was a most peculiar sight, but he had such a twinkly sort of face that the 3 children couldn't help but like him and trust him. What's happening here? Soon they came to a faraway tree, and the saucepan man and Moonface thought that was a marvellous idea. He borrowed Mother Washalot's biggest washing basket and let it drag down on a rope. Then, as soon as they were all safely in it, he and Silky meant to haul them up to save them the long climb. "That's a really good idea," said Joe. They all climbed in. It was a bit difficult to get the saucepan man in, but they managed at last, though he seemed to find it most uncomfortable to sit on all his saucepans. "Up we go," shouted Joe as the basket swung up through the branches. It ran very smoothly and the children enjoyed the ride, but at last they came to a big branch and stepped out onto it. It was quite near Moonface's house. Moonface was there, winding the rope, with a grin on his face, smiling. "How'd you like that?" he asked. The saucepan man looked very anxiously. "Cat?" he said. "Another cat? Dear me, I hope it won't escape to my land. I've got my mice up there." "Now he'll be looking for cats again," said Bessie, and sure enough, Saucepan Man began to peer here and there, calling out, "Puss, puss, 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 puss." "Never mind him," said Moonface. "Go up the ladder. He wants you to go to his tea in his funny saucepan house." "Come on, Saucepan Man," called Joe. "If you want us to come to tea, we'd better go." The saucepan man had heard at once, and he stopped looking for cats and ran up the ladder. With a bound, he was through the hole and into the cloud right above. And no sooner had he gone out of sight than he began to yell, "Ow! Oh! Ow!" The children listened into alarm. "What's the matter with him?" said Joe. Crash, bang, clash, smash. Sounds as if he's rolling around on all his kettles and saucepans, said Bessie. What is he doing? Ow! Cried the Saucepan Man. Stop it! Ow! I say, stop it! Somebody must be attacking him, cried Joe. And he leapt up the ladder. Come on, everyone. Soon we'll send off those enemies. He shot up the ladder, followed by Bessie and Franny and Moonface. They all clambered through the hole in the clouds and stood there in the land above. But, oh my goodness, it was no longer the land of the Saucepan Man, that tiny little country. Now it was another land altogether. Oh, my land's gone, shrieked Saucepan Man. I didn't know that it had. This is somewhere else. Ow! No wonder he owed so much. A bit of flat land where he was standing suddenly gave a big shiver like jelly, and then just suddenly tipped itself up so that it made a hill, and the Saucepan Man rolled down it at top speed, all his pans clashing like milk churns on a railway station. Oh my gosh, this is like rocking land, said Moonface. Quick, come back to the ladder. Let's get down the hole before we've forgotten where it is. Hey, Saucepan Man, come over here. Bus? Did you say? Shouted Saucepan Man, picking himself up and looking around. I can't see a bus. I'd like to catch one. Come here to us. Us. Us, shouted Joe in despair. The hole through the clouds is here. We must get back quickly. The Saucepan Man began to round downhill to them, but the ground all of a sudden tipped upwards, and he and all the children and Moonface found themselves running away from the hole in the clouds where the precious ladder was. They tried to stop. They tried to walk back to up the sudden hill, but the land tipped all the more, and at last they couldn't stand up. They had to lie down. Then they began to roll downhill. How they rolled over and over and over, and Saucepan Man had all his clatter and clanging of his pans. Ow! Oh! Ow! Cried everyone. Oh, now we've lost the hole, shouted Joe. But before he could say any more, he bumped into a bush that knocked all the breath out of him. Soon everyone lay in a heap at the bottom of the hill and tried to get their breath back. Now we're in a fix, said Bessie, dusting herself off. What a tiresome land to have gotten us into. Does it do this sort of thing all the time, Moonface? Oh, yes, said Moonface. It never stops. It heaves up here and sinks down there and rocks to and fro and gives sudden little jerks. People do say there's a giant underneath trying to throw the land off his back. Oh, my goodness.